Hello, all of you risk takers and truth seekers to the podcast Life, the Battlefield. And you will agree that life is a battlefield. We fight, we win, we lose, we fall, we stand up, we cry, we laugh. After all, on this podcast, we celebrate life by learning from each other on our mistakes and our victories. It is the time of the year when we need and we must stop and reflect what happened in our life in past 12 months. What we lost, what we achieved, and what we want to accomplish and how. Christmas is approaching fast. Another year will soon be behind us, and instead of listening to politicians and actors and so-called gurus and coaches, what is waiting for us and how you should live next 12 months? Don't. Please don't. All what you need is to stop for the moment and listen your heart. Trust me, our thoughts take a deep breath and decide what we want and how we want to make 2025 memorable, happy, and enjoyable. So today podcast is about reflecting past 12 months and how to win on the battlefield called life in 2025. And that battle starts today, now, right here, right now. Don't wait 1st of January. Don't make a promises to yourself you can't keep. I want you to take it from me, learn from me, from my mistakes, guys. I mean, I can make it publications and books and manuals on how many things I made it miserable in my life just because I make it too much expectations for myself. I follow other people's lead. I want to be like somebody else, and I never accomplish till the one day I didn't realize that my dreams are my dreams and I'm accountable, responsible to make them happen. And as this year draws to a close and the magical Christmas fills the air, I wanted to take a moment to share something special with you. A message of hope, love, and togetherness. We are all together. Whether you're surrounded by family, friends, or perhaps enjoying some quiet moments on your own, know that you are part of something bigger, something much more beautiful. You are. And that being said, I like to acknowledge your challenges. We can make a list what happened in 2024. We have another month of 2024. But this past year has been a journey full of highs, lows, and everything in between. For many, it's been a time of certainty and struggle. I can't emphasize enough that I'm in disbelief that I can witness so much uncertainty, so many wars, so many loss of life, a pandemic, the list goes on. But we all share this together. Don't make a difference between somebody who is very rich, somebody who is down on the bottom of society. We all share uncertainty because what we cannot control, it's external factors. But amidst all of it, we witness an incredible resilience, kindness, and the unshakable human spirit. If you're feeling that weight of those challenges, I want you to know you are not alone. We are all carrying something heavy this year, and it's in sharing those burdens with each other we can find strength. Before we continue, I'd like to share with you my experiences from my personal life, and as I say this always on my podcast, I'd rather share the experiences from my life which you can quantify, which you can check, which you can verify, rather than to use somebody else. Particularly, I don't want to use the actors or some very successful self-gurus or people who are actually here to share the message and make money of you or me and everybody else. You have story, I have story. My story is a little bit different. It's a little bit different, colorful. But I want to share with you reason why you should stop for the moment and believe that all will be well and that your dreams will come true. So sit back and let me share with you my story. I wish I can say my story starts like many fairy tale stories with 7 dwarfs and Snow Whites. No, I can't. Unfortunately, my life didn't start with that beautiful intro. I was born in communism in ex-Yugoslavia, and Christmas was somehow always been brushed aside by government, factories, and so many people. But in reality, me being altar boy I love it that day. Let me first reflect this, me being altar boy. I become altar boy not because I wanted or I chose, but I was at age 8. I was 8 years old, and I was stealing from the shops chocolates with my friends because I was always fattest guy, I was slowest guy, and you know what I mean, they dumped me, so police chased me. And look, you can run so far. Anyway, I ran into church, and there was this nun look at me like this. What are you doing here? I was like, oh, I want to join the church. She says, you want to do what? I say, I want to join the church. She says to me, you don't join the church. Anyway, I was born in Yugoslavia, but republic I was born was then just a Republic of Croatia. Today, it's independent country. Long story short, she says to me, you must be Roman Catholic. I say, yes, I am. She says, come inside. And then I walk into that small classroom with a few kids, and they're watching that miracle movie about Jesus being born. Literally. And I was becoming an altar boy. Police never found me, but my grandfather found me because, after all, he was a second in charge of Yugoslav secret police. You can't run from the family. So yeah, I would go in church every single day. And in communism, you could go in a church. And if somebody says it differently, they're lying. You could go in church. The church was not being for those who were in a party, like my father, like my grandfather. They didn't want to be seen into church. I love at that moment when everyone prayed to Almighty Jesus and Holy Mary on a midnight mass on a Christmas Eve. And everybody was asking for the better year and reasons why they're looking so much forward for next year. So on Christmas Eve, I will serve the mass. I will see all these old people, no young people, no middle life crisis management type years. No, I saw the people, all the grandmothers, grandfathers, and us young kids from primary school. There was nobody between, very few people. Well, you guess why? They're all praying, and you can see, you can sense it that everybody's praying for the health, for the better for their family members, and I doubt that so many people were praying, give me more money, but it was most about health and being the wise and have the better year in the business, and list goes on. And I enjoy this. But one biggest reason why I love the Christmas Eve and Christmas itself, because after midnight mass, about 2 o'clock in the morning, we'll walk to home. There will be in secret police, listening and watching in the dark corners who's coming from the church. You can see them in the shadows, they're smoking. They didn't hide, but you can see them in shadows. I enjoy this because I couldn't care less for the secret police. I didn't care because I was like 10 years old, 11 years old. But what I care with my buddies, it's going home, and guess what? After midnight, we can eat all this food my mom, she will make, and everybody else, mothers, for 14 days. Then my grandparents will come next day and give me some presents, give some money. Of course, my mom, she was always there to take money from me. For what? For safekeeping. And you can guess, I never saw that money ever again. My mom, she'll say like, I'll keep that money for you. From who? Like as if I'm just gonna spend. Of course I will. But I never saw that money. And I do remember as well, another thing right to Christmas. I want you to bring you the memories of the communism. On the 31st of December, there was a main news 7:30. And somehow the premier of Yugoslavia will jump out of the TV with a big smile on face declaring prosperity, happiness and joy in following year. Because why? Communist Party brought new package of measures which help us all. My father was a hardcore communist, and he was celebrating with his buddies in the kitchen, the drinking all night, that is going to be next year is going to be even better. My father was a hardcore communist. I couldn't understand why every year will politician share that biggest BS you ever heard when by mid-February my father and his buddies will be upset. And one thing what I learned in my 52 years of my life, media and politicians never change. Only was a change, it's a clothing. Maybe some punchline. It's going to be better. This year it's going to be great. In reality it is, all my life I was being listening to politicians, I was serving the politics, And I realized that people who are telling us going to be better politicians don't live in my life. They never will, they never would. They have no idea what's happening down the bottom because they don't associate themselves with the lower classes. And that brings me to the special Christmas of 1991. By that time, I was in a war, almost 7 months. And Christmas in Croatia, yeah, well, it's very cold. It was snowing. I was still in summer uniform. And I had enough of the war. I have enough of everything, to be honest with you. And I was 19 years old. 19 years old, I was in a war for 7 months already. And I wanted to see the light at the end of the tunnel. So what I want to share with you, it's how important that it is that evening on a Christmas Eve, we've been positioned on one location. It's called Agriculture University between my city and the occupied village, and there's a endless flat soil ground where the corn grows, sunflowers, but it's a winter, so everything's covered with snow, endless snow. And I just want to end up my life. Not me, everybody. You have no family. My parents dumped me 7 months before that. They're gone somewhere. They left a message, we are okay. But I wanted to believe, so I was always driving into that imagination and daydreaming of my past and how my life's going to be better. Plus, my girlfriend dumped me 6 months before that, or 7 months. So life wasn't looking promising because war is a hell. Hell is a war. And being young, you wanted to live your life. Long story short, a few days later, after the Christmas, there was international recognition of my country. And it was a big day. It was a lot of fighting that day. But I do remember as we were in a bunker, and I was on one foot in a bunker, one outside, looking at the guards on a position and the people who were sitting there. I saw with my one eye, I saw somewhere far away this hot air behind the jet. Who knows where this jet was, you know what I mean? And on a TV, on the bunker, was this big, massive TV. It was huge. It was this commercial, Merry Christmas and everything else. And suddenly comes commercial. Commercial for the McDonald's burger on Ibiza. And a couple girls are dancing there in their bras and, whatever they are. I forgot it. I said, one day I'm going to be on that plane on Ibiza and I'm going to enjoy the warm weather. I'm going to be on a nice hot sun, on a sand, on a beach. I'm going to have that burger. I'm going to see the girls in bikinis, and people laughed at me. Even I was in charge of my platoon, people laughed at me. It was a positive laugh, kind laugh. And everybody says to me, stop daydreaming. It's like, I will be one day. And guess what? 7 years later, I was on a plane, not to Ibiza. I was on a plane to Australia. And the first thing I saw was a Bondi Beach following day when I arrived. And rest of you know, I was believing that it's going to happen to me because I decide to believe. I decide to put misery aside. So this is my story, guys. I survived that war. 5 consecutive years in a war. 5 consecutive Christmases I was working like a dog. And even when I could enjoy the Christmas, I will be positioned and scheduled to work on a Christmas because why? Because I have no family, I have no kids. So suddenly Christmas doesn't apply to me. I survived. I'm 52 years old, man. And last 14 years of my life are the quite beneficiary in my life. I'm saying this to you guys. Knowing how you're going to feel. You're going to feel terrible. You're going to say to me, but it's good for you. No, guys, it was a terrible before, become the better. That all what you need to do is to listen to yourself. Yourself, nobody else. And I want you to have that hope. I want you to feel that something great is coming tomorrow, day after tomorrow, next month. Christmas reminds us of something so simple yet profound. The power of light in the darkest of times. Christmas is not reserved as they did to me. You have no family, you can't celebrate Christmas. Christmas is for everybody. For everybody. Doesn't matter, are you black, white, yellow? Doesn't matter, you are short, tall, fat, skinny. I'm telling you this, guys, I've been in the war, several wars. I know what destruction it is. I know what the suffering it is. I know what the pain it is. I know what that means when you see no light at the end of the tunnel. So Christmas, you need to think about the light in the darkest of times. A single candle can light entire room, and each of us has the ability to be that light. Not just for ourselves, but for those around us. You smile, people are going to smile to you. They're going to smile with you. They're going to smile around you. Think about this. The smallest act of kindness, a smile, a kind word, or helping hand can spark a ripple of hope that goes farther than we can imagine. Hope is not just about waiting for better days, it's about creating them one small act at a time. So as we gather to celebrate, let's focus on what truly matters: love, family, community, and the belief that the brighter days are ahead. Together we can make this season and this year to come truly extraordinary. Guys, I don't know mechanics. I can't explain to you. That's the reason I look in all these coaches and gurus. They are great on theory. But telling you from my experience, there was so many miserable Christmases in my life. When I had no family, when I lost my home, when I lost my family, when my kid had epilepsy, all these things. Day after day, life will punch me in my face. I need to stand up, walk tall, and try to give my kid some glimpse of hope. Not just for the Christmas, was every single day. Even my body was aching. The days I had no money for coffee, my friend and I, Jane, I remember, we were searching for the 10, 15, 20 cents in the car to buy the one coffee, and we'll share the smoke. I used to be smoked then. So there was no money, but we survived. You have no idea how our bodies are resilient. So don't make yourself, guys, challenges ahead. Don't put yourself obstacles ahead. Put yourself ahead key objectives. I challenge you to be someone's light. You need to call old friend, offer helping hand to neighbor, or simply take a moment to reflect on the blessings in your life and share your gratitude. Don't be ungrateful as I was. I was always saying somebody is better than me without even realizing I'm alive, I'm happy. I'm wounded so many times in a war. I have 14 fractures. And I wasn't even grateful for that. I wasn't grateful that my son is healthy now. But hope is contagious. And hope starts with us. Imagine what we could achieve if each of us choose to spread just a little more kindness. As we step into this holiday season, my wish for you is simple. May your days be filled with joy, your hearts be filled with love, and may hope guide you through whatever lies ahead. Guys, from my heart to yours, Merry Christmas, and may the new year bring peace, prosperity, and endless possibilities. And thank you for letting me to share this moment with you. Let's make it all of us unforgettable. Thank you for watching Life the Battlefield, and I'm wishing you from my studio here, Merry Christmas, and know that everything is gonna be all right. Merry Christmas.